Horror DNA. It's in our blood.
Holy shit! What the There is something wrong with the shoppers.
Oh, we gotta do something.
We're 1 hour into Black Friday, and we're escorting customers away from the store?
No.
Was that the new guy? Got your doorbusters right here, motherfucker.
Thank you ever so much, Devon, for talking to me today on behalf of Horror DNA.
Absolutely.
Obviously, we're going to like to talk to you about your new movie, Black Friday, which I have been lucky enough to watch. I watched it again today and loved it just as much. So,
good.
Yeah. So my very first question would be, how did you become involved in that movie?
I got involved early on with the movie. Casey Tebow, the director, and there was I don't know how he wanted me for the part and asked me to do it, and I said yes, and that's how I got involved. It was very early.
Nice and simple then. You didn't have to audition or anything like that?
I read the script. I think Casey Tebow, he thought I'd be perfect for it, sent me the script. I read the original script and absolutely fell in love with it. And then I watched his movie. Casey Tebow has this movie called Happy Birthday, which is an indie movie he did that I absolutely thought that the script and the indie movie fit perfectly together. I thought Casey had this kind of, even though it was an indie, it was its own style and thing, and it was done for a super low budget, but it was just, you just watched it because it was interesting. It was really cool to watch. And I thought that this particular script and Casey Tebow together was going to be something special. And so I signed on. And then it kind of evolved from there. Yeah.
You can definitely tell his influences in it as well. And, a lot of it kind of harkens back to like the 80s movies that we grew up watching. There's so much of that in it.
I definitely felt an 80s, 90s kind of old school comedy horror thing going on. That's the first thing I thought is like, oh my God, this is the first time that maybe I'll do something like Idle Hands since Idle Hands. It's kind of like, maybe I try this again. And that's what kind of got me aboard.
Cool. Okay, I will jump straight in with the Idle Hands reference then. So what was it like working with Bruce Campbell, Mr. Icon of Evil Dead and all of that? What was it like being there with him?
What you see is what you get. He's a fantastic guy. I wasn't shy about telling him how much of a fan I was. And when I was a young boy, 12, 13, I think I watched Army of Darkness on repeat. I think that's my take that was played so many times that it and not that Evil Dead 2 isn't better. I think Evil Dead is the better film. I think I was just in that was just my film at that time. It was just it just fit in that time slot. But my friends and I, we had these inner tubes and this trampoline, and we used to copy Bruce Campbell his hand stuff all the time. And so when I got the script for Idle Hands, there wasn't so much hand stuff in the original script, but I went into that Sony meeting in front of all those suits and I did my best Bruce Campbell. I was 18 years old and I was just like, guys, check this out. And I started throwing myself over tables and into walls and yada, yada, yada. So, I mean, I bucket list, I've worked with some great people and Bruce Campbell is certainly one of them.
Oh, definitely. That's amazing. Well, I noticed on the credits, watching it again today, that you're listed as an EP. What did you have to do with it for that?
They just ignore that. It's just one of those things. It's kind of like, can we have this? No, but we'll give them an EP credit. It's like, okay.
Oh, right.
Okay. And come on,
Okay.
What did I do? I wish I could have done more. But it's just a title.
Like an honorary thing then.
Yeah, we can make it something that it's not, but it's just a fancy.
Well, you're very honest. So
well, I'm trying to be as honest as possible.
Otherwise, Casey will have something to say. Okay, my next question is, you have some awesome action scenes, including getting your ass kicked in the bathroom by one of the aliens with Bruce just watching on. Did you do that, or was there a stunt double? Because I was really trying to look, and it looked like you.
Yeah, I did a lot of that. Robert Kurtzman is our special effects guy, and any chance I could be in anything that Robert Kurtz has created for that screen, his prosthetics, the masks, all that stuff, I did it as much as I can. It's just so much fun. Again, it's like the 90s, 80s kind of horror films. Yeah. You got this guy and this, and he's screaming and blood squirting and they're pumping more blood and the director's yelling more. And it's just, gotta do it. You absolutely have to. So I did all that stuff. That's
really cool. I was looking and it definitely looked like it was you. I couldn't see any clever edits or anything. Yeah, I bet it was
definitely a lot of fun.
Did you get some bruises from doing that?
Maybe nothing too bad. It was nothing that I didn't shake off. It was all it was all good. It was the wall was a little hard, but I wanted to, probably the stunt people asked if I wanted a backped, and I probably said no, and for just because I wanted to do it all and feel it, but everything was great. I don't think I got anything to complain about, really.
And it was actually shot in a shop, is that correct?
Yeah, it was shot in a toy store. I think that I read somewhere that somebody was complaining about, they shot easy to shoot this in a studio, but we took an actual Toys R Us and turned it into our own toy store, and we had everything there. We had the loading bay, we had the lunchroom, we had everything was right there, and even the rooms that we weren't going to use in the movie were used as creature shops, and it was all perfect, and we got to smash the front doors with a cop car, and we blow stuff up, and so
it definitely looked like you can see. I know you're all actors and professionals, but when you watch a movie, sometimes you can tell that you guys were just having real fun doing it.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Definitely. I love the whole cast everybody was having a good time, and it just. That's kind of what shows, when we're sitting there in the lunchroom, we're sitting around having that turkey dinner. I think that was all our kind of breather, that scene. It was like, this really is fun. That's kind of what came off in the scene. And a group of phenomenal actors from top to bottom. I don't think, I really enjoyed myself with that cast. They're really good people.
That leads me on to another question. But an actor always brings a little something of themselves to their character. So what did Devon bring to Ken?
I think the snark.
I'm Emmett.
You ever work retail before? No.
I think the I don't often bring that to characters, and like the Hunter character was quiet and reserved, and the Chucky characters are what they are, but this guy was the most like me, I would say, because he had something snarky to say a lot. And, I think that I would, if I wasn't an actor, maybe I'd be like that. I'm okay to work at a toy store. It's, I don't know, good. It's good. I'm fun. Why not?
Yeah.
Whatever gets you pancakes at the end of the day, I'm good.
Oh yeah, that's right. Could you skateboard before you did it?
I could skateboard, but I had to get back up on things. I had to get back up on roller skates, and I had to get back up on a skateboard. And my neighbors must think I'm a nut, because for 4 or 5 days I'm out there I ordered old fashioned roller skates from Amazon, and I'm out in my front driveway roller skate circles. And now that I think about it, I must have looked like a crazy guy. You know what I mean? They don't know what I do, or and then skateboarding was a little easier because I'd seen a skateboard here and there from the years, but it had been a long time since I've been on roller skates, and we had talked about moving to roller blades because roller blades would have been easier, but we stayed with the roller skates, and so I hope that answered your question.
I've put without too many spoilers, Ken is a bit of a douchebag to start with, although he does have some redemption.
Yep.
What is it most fun to play, Mr. Nice Guy or a bit of a villain? What's the most fun that you can have?
I am in my later age. I am starting to lean more into the villain. I don't know. It's just it becomes more interesting. I don't think that Ken got too much of a villain, even in the beginning. He just had other things to do. But in general, in other parts, and you know, like Chucky was as dark as it is. It was a blast to play because they were just so not me, and consumed is a movie coming out as well that's really dark. I do like I'm enjoying the villain role. I hope that, you know, that there's a Ken that comes along every once in a while in Black Friday that I can, you know, make sure that people know I'm still okay to play a good guy every once in a while.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to be completely typecast as just the bad guy from now.
That's definitely not.
Just moving slightly away from Black Friday, because you've mentioned Chucky, and over here in the UK it's still not on the TV yet, but I've managed to watch a couple of them,
right?
But it's still not here properly. So but what's it like playing twins? How does that work?
It was the most satisfying thing as an artist that I've ever. One of the most satisfying things in art. The dinners. There's a dinner scene. I'm used. It's in the first episode, so you saw it, where I sit with myself and I have this seat with myself, and it was like, because I rehearsed it. I rehearsed for a day one character, and then I rehearsed for a day another character, and then I had to put them together at the table, and it's all like this process. But then to see it come together and to see if it works, and then see that it does, and then just find out people didn't know I was both the guys, like you know, even in episode 4, like, wait a minute, she played them both, and it's like that is the most satisfying thing that one of the most satisfying things I've done as an artist is play those twins. It was just fun. It was just fun, and even though the subject matter is obviously, you know, dark and twisted, it's hard to say that it was fun playing that guy, but you know, it was satisfied as an artist.
Yeah, but Chucky's another one of those things where, yes, it's horror, but it's got those comedic moments. It's got those light-hearted bits, you know, and it's just, again, another show that you watch. And those kids that are, you know, acting in there are absolutely phenomenal as well. And they must be just like, you know, 14, 15, and they are so solid, but they all look like they're having fun. Did you find that they looked up to you? Did they ask you for advice and that kind of thing?
Yes, they were sweet kids. They had a lot of questions. I hope that they continue to be sweet kids. They're very sweet kids. They were so fun to be around. They're so down to earth. Hopefully that continues as the success of the show grows. But Chucky actually makes a little cameo in Black Friday.
Chucky says we're all going to die.
Yes, I love that bit.
It's the coolest little Easter egg because it's a double Easter egg. The girl with Chucky is the girl from Black Friday, or from Hunter x Hunter. So it's kind of like a double. And I really worked my butt off to get that put into the movie, and I'm glad it did, because it's a cool little Easter egg.
Definitely. And you'll get people like, I was watching and sat there and I went, yeah, it's Chucky.
Yeah.
It's a little
good.
Devon.
Good.
Awesome.
You know what? That was my executive producer. There it is.
There you go.
I executive produced Chucky into the movie.
Definitely.
Now I feel like
we worked it around and we found out what it was. There you go. The whole time.
There you go.
That's on your CV forever now. I was definitely EP on this, and I can prove it. That was my moment.
I did some producing.
Yeah. What is so appealing about horror movies? Because you've got like a plethora of them now, you know. What's so, you know, what is it that you like about doing horror rather than other movies?
Well, when I was young, when I was like 6, 7, 8 years old, I had an ABC video card, and I was the old man at the video store let me rent whatever I wanted, except for anything behind the curtains in the back, which was, you know, but I gravitated towards the Schwarzenegger, Stallone action films and the horror section. And the reason Black Friday and Idle Hands are so appealing to me is because back when I was a kid, I loved movies like Ghoulies and Critters and Tremors and Gremlins and all these movies that kind of like, they're tongue in cheek, you know, they're horror movies, but not really. They kind of make you smile and they're gross at times, but that's why I love. I mean, then I watched everything like, you know, Texas Chainsaw Massacre and, you know, Pumpkinhead and you name it, I was watching it. But I just love doing horror that when I was old enough to do them, it's just what I like to do. Like I consumed as a little indie movie that I just finished and it was a no brainer. I just wanted to go off and I like doing it. It's the furthest from reality when you're, you know, I hope that I never lose my imagination. I get to go and pretend, you know, and that's the most pretending you can do is when you're doing something like Black Friday or Idle Hands, or, you know, it's just, you just go to work and get paid to pretend. And it's awesome.
I think there's such an amazing fan base within horror as well. I mean, I don't know about other genres, but I don't think there's like romantic comedy conventions and things like that, whereas horror fans are all in.
Horror fans are the best fans there are. There really is. It's a really great world. I think I've done I did a couple of conventions and I got to see firsthand what the world, some of the world, not all the world, obviously, but it's just such a great, cool world of people pretending, you know, it's just like, you know, it's fun. It's fun stuff. You know,
definitely.
I'm not into the Marvel superhero stuff so much. Horror is my Marvel, you know, world. That's what I like. Makes me smile.
Definitely. And as dark as it is, the fans and all the people within the genre are so chill. Most of us, you know, it's almost like you expect, like, oh, if you like horror, you must be, you know, a devil worshipper and all of this kind of stuff. But it's not.
Quite the
We're all
opposite.
just normal people. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
What's next for you? What can we look out for?
Hopefully Chucky's a gigantic hit right now. So we're waiting for the word on season 2. Hopefully that comes. I did a film called Consumed, which I'm very proud of. It was some filmmakers that I love working with and some 3 actors, me and a couple of other actors and great script. And then obviously this is coming out next week and then again on video on demand a couple of weeks later. And I'm you know, proud of this. And I've been very fortunate to be working a lot during this whole pandemic thing. And so, I hope I sold it good enough, but that's the stuff.
Yeah. One last question before we I'll have to go. What's your favorite Stephen King book?
Ooh, The Long Walk, the 11/22/63. God, it's The Shining. The Shining I love so much because I was such a Kubrick fan of The Shining, and then I read the book and I love the book more. 11/22/63 because it just was a journey. I think that I think those are my 2. I mean, there's so many. Desperation is a sleeper hit of mine. I think that it's so underrated.
My absolute favorite. I've read Desperation so many times.
I'm not a big Regulators fan. It was like whatever. Desperation was this world of like, and I think that they redid that movie now. The movie's great, but they did it now with the CGI effects they have going on now with the coyotes and it would be such a great movie. So hopefully they think about revisiting that, but there's so many. Stephen King's the king. He's the king. He's the king.
Yeah, he is definitely. I was chatting with Joe Lynch yesterday, and he would love to do a remake of Cycle of the Werewolf. So I'm putting it out to the universe that needs to happen as well.
Yeah.
So we need a new Desperation and a new Silver Bullet's brilliant, but let's do a new Cycle of the Werewolf too.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
And cast you, of course, in them.
I would be in. I just talked with Mike Flanagan and I told him
wow.
I really want to be in his world of Stephen King because I think he does it perfectly.
Oh, Mike Flanagan he has it. Whatever it is, he has it.
Yeah, he's one of my favorites right now, for sure.
Definitely. Oh, thank you so much. It was an absolute pleasure to talk to you.
And thanks for watching Black Friday. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Very much. Good luck with everything.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.